Welcome back to the Vale Echo. Today we dive into one of the most haunting mysteries beneath the ocean's surface. Imagine the deep sea where sunlight barely touches and silence stretches endlessly. Here, hidden in the cold embrace of the abyss, rest the rusting skeletons of submarines, vessels once brimming with life, now reduced to silent monuments of forgotten wars and unanswered questions. Our story begins with the eerie sight of a rusted submarine lying on the seafloor, its hull cracked open like a wound. Coral and seaweed cling to the steel, transforming the machine of war into an artificial reef. Faint beams of light filter through the murky water, casting shadows that dance across its broken frame. Divers approach cautiously, their flashlights piercing the darkness, uncovering secrets untouched for decades. One wreck lies split in half, resting in a deep underwater trench. Bioluminescent fish glide through the shattered compartments, their glow illuminating the twisted metal. To many, it feels as if the ocean itself has claimed the submarine, sealing it in an eternal tomb. Some divers report a ghostly silhouette appearing through the green fog of the water, as if the submarine itself lingers like a phantom, reminding us of the lives it once carried. Inside, the control room is frozen in time. Rusted dials, broken levers, and shattered gauges tell the story of a desperate struggle that ended in silence. Layers of silt float with every movement, creating a haze that feels like stepping into a memory. Torpedo tubes gape open, now home to strange glowing creatures, their movements giving off an unsettling beauty. Further down the ocean floor, another submarine lies entangled in rocky cliffs. Its twisted remains are almost unrecognizable, covered in algae and coral. The ocean has reshaped it into something both terrifying and magnificent. The corridors inside stretch into darkness, narrow passages filled with shadows and silence. Divers often describe the sensation of being watched, as though unseen eyes linger in the dim glow of their lights. One diver recalls finding a periscope, its glass shattered, its once-proud steel frame now eroded by decades underwater. Around it, deep-sea creatures circle, their glowing bodies drifting through the wreck like wandering spirits. Some parts of these submarines are barely visible, half buried beneath the sand, with only the towers protruding like gravestones marking a forgotten past. And then comes the chilling sight, submarine bows jutting out of the seabed, immense and ominous as if reaching out of the ocean floor. Schools of fish swirl around them, giving the impression of a living shroud. Sunlight pierces the depths on rare occasions, illuminating the wreck in a haunting glow, revealing both its decay and its strange beauty. Each wreck is more than just steel and rust. They are echoes of human ambition, sacrifice, and mystery. They are shadows beneath the waves, reminders of how fragile life is when measured against the vastness of the sea. As we descend deeper into the silence of the ocean, the shadows of these submarines begin to whisper forgotten stories. Here, the wrecks take on a more haunting presence, not just as broken machines but as eerie echoes of human struggle. In the dim light, divers uncover passages that lead to chilling discoveries inside these underwater tombs. The mess halls, once filled with laughter, voices, and the routine of sailors at sea, now stand in eerie silence. Chairs lie overturned, tables scattered, and fragments of personal belongings drift weightlessly in the cold water. Every corner feels like a time capsule, frozen at the very moment life ended. The walls are coated with rust, their surfaces crawling with sea creatures that have claimed the space as their own. For those who swim through these spaces, it feels as though the air is still heavy with the memory of those who never escaped. Deeper inside, torpedo rooms reveal more of the submarine's grim tale. The rusted propellers, once symbols of immense power, now lie motionless in the sand. Covered with barnacles and algae, they serve as reminders of the violent past that ended in silence. Some submarines rest with their bows jutting from the ocean floor, massive structures half swallowed by shifting sands. It is a chilling sight, almost as though the sea itself is trying to bury the truth forever. In one polar wreck, icebergs float above like frozen guardians while the submarine lies broken beneath, its steel hull shimmering with the eerie blue of frigid waters. The silence here is absolute, broken only by the crackle of shifting ice. It is a graveyard not just of steel but of men who braved waters too unforgiving to spare them. The scene feels almost otherworldly, a fusion of natural beauty and tragic history. Some wrecks hide more sinister secrets. Divers tell of submarines split open, their interiors glowing with unnatural light, strange green hues seeping from cracks in the hull. Many believe these to be remnants of nuclear submarines resting dangerously in the depths. The sight of glowing compartments, untouched and unexplainable, fuels speculation of radiation leaks or hidden technology still alive beneath the waves. Beneath the endless expanse of water lie entire graveyards of submarines, vast stretches of ocean floor where wrecks rest side by side, silent and solemn. Here, the ocean keeps its secrets, turning twisted steel into monuments of mystery. Each wreck tells a story, but together they form a chilling reminder of how many vessels never returned home. From a distance, these graveyards appear as ghostly silhouettes rising from the sand. Towers protrude like gravestones, marking the resting places of countless crews. The hulls, once polished and strong, are now corroded and broken, blanketed in coral and sea growth. Schools of fish weave between the wrecks as if paying tribute to the giants of metal that now serve as their sanctuary. In these waters, life and death intertwine. The submarine's decay becomes the ocean's rebirth. One haunting image shows divers floating above a massive wreck, their lights sweeping across its frame like fleeting stars in the darkness. The silence is overwhelming, broken only by the faint hum of the ocean. With each passing moment, the divers realize they are not just exploring history, they are intruding upon a grave. Every rusted bolt, every collapsed wall, every shadowed passage echoes with the memory of sailors whose voices were silenced in an instant. Inside these wrecks, the air of mystery only grows stronger. Control rooms filled with shattered instruments, mess halls overrun with coral, and narrow corridors choked with sand all form an underwater labyrinth of unanswered questions. Some submarines remain so intact it feels as though their crews might return at any moment, while others are so broken that only fragments remain. Yet each carries the weight of lives lost, of missions cut short, of stories never told. At times, the sea reveals chilling details. A periscope standing tall among the ruins, a cracked emblem bearing a forgotten insignia, or a conning tower leaning against the sand as though bowing in defeat. These details remind us that submarines were not just machines, they were homes, battlegrounds, and final resting places. The ocean does not erase their existence, it preserves them in silence, making sure we never forget. And in the most haunting vision of all, vast stretches of wrecks lie together, scattered across the seabed like an underwater battlefield frozen in time. Seen from above, the scene is almost apocalyptic, a reminder that the ocean holds secrets of wars fought far beneath its waves. It is here that the past lingers most vividly, where metal giants sleep in eternal darkness. These silent graveyards are more than ruins, they are reminders of sacrifice, ambition, and the price paid in pursuit of power. They stand as ghostly guardians of history, waiting patiently in the deep to tell their stories to those brave enough to listen.